Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another episode in Heroes Month. We are going to be taking a look today at the Dragon Ball Heroes WCF Volume 7. Now I know what you're probably thinking, hold on a second mate. If you've been around the channel for a while, you would know that I've actually opened up a couple sets of this before. And how did we go from like 2 and 3 to 7? It turns out that the WCF set, or WCF series, I guess, of Dragon Ball Heroes has actually gotten quite a lot of renditions. And I would like to collect all of them someday, but unfortunately they're basically like 50 bucks a pop, which is kind of unfortunate because they're a little bit more rarer, and obviously, you know, not everybody is into Dragon Ball Heroes. But thankfully for me, I was actually able to cop the entire set at Walgreens, of all places, for like 30 bucks. Because they not only had them discounted, but they were also like discontinued from Walgreens at the one I found them in. So I am very happy with this cop. And I figured since I had these just sitting around, right, and I know I haven't done the in-between sets, we just crack into these simply because, again, you know, it's what I have sitting in the box. And since I was able to get such a killer deal for them, I figured, hey, why not open him up? No, Goku! Okay, well, at least he slid on his back. So if you are unfamiliar with the WCF series, basically, they are these little minifigures. They usually come at around 10 bucks a pop, which I still think is pretty overpriced. That definitely scuffed up the back of his hair, but at least you're not going to see it. And obviously, with this particular set, we have Dragon Ball Heroes. And here, for the first character in the set, we have UI OMEN GOKU. Of course, this is in the Grand Priest outfit, which is really, really cool. I also love the way that they did his hair. They gave it, I know it's kind of hard to tell on camera, but they gave it a little bit of a translucent look to sort of give it that Omen effect. But he does have those definitely UI eyes, which is super cool. And I really, really like this pose a lot. These little guys literally just pop on here. And if you slide it in the stand, hopefully it's going to go in. I don't know what direction necessarily it's supposed to like plug in. Let me see. Okay, I definitely got it in there. By twisting it just a little bit, it finally fit in there. Sometimes they can be a little bit finicky because of the size, but there you go. There is the figure chilling on the actual stand. That looks super neat. And yeah, he just kind of sits there, bro. It is very cool as well that we obviously have the full set with us, because thankfully, this Walgreens that I got these at actually had the full set on the shelf. And I believe that adult Gotenks was actually the only one left of that particular character. So obviously on the box here, you can see that all of this set is these 5 characters that we have on the table here. Funny enough that not only is it still in Japanese, but the fact that, you know, it's also A, has all of this English on the side, and B, it not only, well, obviously they have the Toei sticker, but it says Dragon Ball Super on it, which is so weird to me, considering that it says SDBH right there, and they don't actually have the Dragon Ball Heroes logo on them anywhere, even if we look at Goku's box, right, with all these galaxies and stuff. Literally no like Dragon Ball Heroes actual logo on here, which is so weird. I guess they think the Heroes isn't marketable enough here in the good old West, so I'm assuming that's why they don't put it on there. But it's just so weird to me, considering that I believe these guys actually came out after the release date, if memory serves, of the Dragon Ball Heroes World Mission game. So. And I mean, like, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, I feel like this is just more confusing than anything, because it's like, hold on, when did Merge Zamasu, you know, get this weird, like, eye patch thing, and when did he come back to life, you know what I mean? I feel like it's just more of a confusion for anybody who's not familiar with Dragon Ball Heroes, you know, and just follows the normal anime. Alright, so let's go ahead and pop that off, obviously with the little stand. By the way, I don't know if you can see it on there, but it does say China, and it also has the Bandai logo on there. Very, very tiny. Be careful not to lose the stands, by the way, because these stands are literally the only way that the figure is able to stand up. We have Cumber's little tail. This is pretty cool because this one is actually Super Saiyan 3 Cumber. You know what is also kind of weird, I will say, about this, these particular minifigures is that, like, it doesn't even say the name of the character in English on the box, which is so weird to me. Like, I think, I could be wrong, but I am pretty sure, sorry, that was literally off camera. I am pretty sure that this is, like, almost the same, if not the exact same as the Japanese packaging, which is just so weird to me. We're just going to have them. It's just so weird to me that they don't have it in English because, like, for anybody, you know, if you were, like, trying to buy somebody these as a gift and you wanted to buy them their favorite character, you know, it's like, okay, well, if you're not familiar with the series, then how would you ever know who's who, right? Because literally, even on, like, the lineup section of this, it just says their name in Japanese. I don't know. It's so weird. Alright, so we have the boy Cumber. Give it a nice little 1-2 punch here. Again, he's in Super Saiyan 3. Let's go ahead and put him together. Bada boom. Oh, it's kind of hard to put together, I'm not going to lie. Also, ow! His hair is so spiky, it hurts. He looks pretty good all put together, though. I guess he's, like, about to punch this way. I'm not too sure. He also does have a hole in his pants for the tail to go in, if you can see that right there. I don't know if there is a specific way. It looks like on the box the tail loops like this. So I would assume it would go in like that. The peg is also very small, so I don't want to break it. Let me get this on and then I'll come back. Okay, there we go. You just have to get it at the exact right spot, but that does actually go in there pretty nicely, and that is pretty snug once it's finally in there. And that definitely completes the Cumber look a lot more. I think he looks pretty perfect with the tail on there. I will say the paint apps are pretty decent, considering a lot of these smaller Bandai stuff recently has sort of become crummy in terms of the quality of the paint and all that good stuff. So it's nice to see that there is still a little bit of care in these. Obviously, they are not brand new, so I suppose that makes sense. Also, I think on the box, he's supposed to be more like this. Yeah. Obviously, these stands, too, for how, like, heavy that figure is, I'm kind of surprised that they still make them, like, I don't know, you would think that they would give them some reinforcement just because, obviously, like, a figure that big is probably gonna need it, right? Moving on to Zami. Let's go ahead and crack into him. Obviously, this is the Zamasu from the Universe Mission arc, where Hearts is obviously trying to rid the world of the gods. It is interesting, though, what they take from here, because obviously this particular set isn't necessarily, like, from any particular era of Dragon Ball Heroes. It's just sort of wherever it wants to be, because obviously, like, you know, Zamasu was not there when Cronoa was there, you know, and obviously adult Gotenks Super Saiyan 3 was also not there when Merged Zamasu was there. So I don't know why they decide the particular, I'm looking for the hole in the bag, but I can't see it. I don't know why they decide the particular, I'm just gonna rip it, I guess, the characters that they do, but hey, you know, I'm not complaining because obviously eventually a lot of them get made into figures anyway. It is also nice too that these boxes are so small you can literally just chuck the plastic back in there if you want to repackage the boys later. Alright, so taking a look at Zamasu, he is all in one piece and he actually does look really good. I love the way that they did his little eye cover. His actual outfit looks really good, and I don't really see too many paint mishaps. I do like that rip right there on his cloak. I will say I do see a little bit of paint mishap there on his shoulder, but other than that, I don't really see too much else. I will say this white paint does look a little bit cheap. If I am being honest with you, I don't think it's necessarily the worst, but I mean, overall, I would say it looks pretty good. And that is the thing about these. Wait, can he stand? Kinda? He can almost stand on his own. Not quite. That is the thing about these WCF figures that always kind of stinks. Like, I would love for more people to collect these, and I would love to collect these more myself, but that's why I only stick to the Dragon Ball Heroes line, because they're typically so expensive. Like I said, you know, usually they're like 10 bucks a pop, sometimes 12, 13 per figure, and for a figure that's only this big, I certainly don't think that it's worth that price tag. That's why I was happy to pay a $30 total for all of these guys, rather than, you know, basically like a $50 total for all of them. Alright, cracking into it. I also do like as well how all of their backgrounds sort of represent them, right? Like Cumber had the lava. Obviously Zamasu has that little, you know, key blast effect. We have Gotenks in the sky, which I believe is where he comes from in the hero's like part that he's in, if memory serves. He's also going to be another big boy. Oh! I did not expect him to come out without a head. Okay, his head is just detached. That's a little bit spooky. Wow, okay, I do have to say too, I am actually quite happy with the sword, because typically the sword for little minifigures like this always comes out bent, and maybe I'm about to eat my words when I say that. Okay, this is a new kind of bent that I've seen. It's bent like the hilt almost looks like it's connected to the blade at an angle, but it's not really bent like this. Like, that's pretty decently straight. Maybe it's just because of the paint job at the bottom that kind of makes it look like that. Like, there's more gray on one side of the base of the blade. Not the worst minifigure sword that I've seen, though, if I'm being 100% honest with you. That looks disgusting. Okay, let's go ahead and put that on there. I'm assuming that's because of the very wacky pose that Gotenks sort of finds himself in here. Let's go ahead and crack into this. You know what, let's just rip it this way, because it'll be just easier to get at the whole thing. Alright. This is going to be a little bit of a doozy, I feel like, this guy. Pulling him out. This is actually very appropriate, though, because, oh, jeez. If there's any paint mishaps on this one, I'm not going to blame the figure. I'll blame myself this time. It is pretty cool, too, because this guy is actually going to be one of the awakenings in the Dragon Ball Heroes collab for Dokkan this month, which is pretty cool. Obviously, he was originally a base form Gotenks, and they decided to make him Super Saiyan. Alright, so let's go ahead and actually put him together. It is weird, I will say, that like the peg for his head is red instead of just making it skin color, but obviously when you put the head on there, you know, you can't even tell that it was a separate piece. And then his sword literally just slides in here. I don't know if you're supposed to open his fingertips or if you're just supposed to slide it in, but I will say sliding it in does kind of stink, because then you're gonna like chip the paint on the bottom of the sword. But I don't really see any other way to get it in, unless it's like, oh no, is it one of these where you have to like jam it in? Hold on, let me get it. Okay, I literally cannot get it in his hand. The problem is, because of the way that his thumb is shaped, if you try and push it in, it just pushes against the thumb. I'm also just bending the hilt here. Thankfully, it is a pretty malleable material, but like, I don't want to break it off from the sword either, so I think I'm just going to leave him without the sword, which is kind of unfortunate that it has to be that way, but I literally cannot fit him otherwise, so I believe the hole is... It is really hard to see right there. Is that where it is? Maybe the point of having his head detached was that you could put the body on first. Here, yeah, let's try that. Okay, I don't know why my big stinky brain didn't think to just put the sword in when his hair wasn't on his head, but the sword is now in his hand proper. It does kind of like bend a little bit in his hand. I guess it's supposed to be like that, so then that way, you know, you can kind of fiddle with it in his hand, and not only that, obviously, it can sort of fit in there. And then you put it on the body, twist it on a little bit, and then you can put the hair on there. See, this is why these figures need instructions. Sometimes I swear, I can't be the only one who struggles with this, right? Like, I'm not this stinky brain, right? When it comes to this sort of thing, I've been doing this thing a long time, and I feel like sometimes even I still struggle with this. All right, perfect. He is now put together. Oh my gosh, his balance is terrible. Look at how much he wobbles there. Oh. Alright, that's a little bit of a doozy. Can we balance him? Yeah, okay. He's definitely balanced a lot better if we go like this. That's the other thing, too, that I find so weird about some of these guys. Is that, like, this, I believe, is the intended pose for him, right? Just like this, at this angle. But I will say, like, I almost feel like putting him a little bit more centered will actually help him balance a little bit better. And then, obviously, you can kind of see that he's also a little bit off-center here. So I feel like doing this would honestly make him balance a little bit better, because obviously he has the advantage of the whole, you know, like, thing being under him. On to our final figure. I did forget to comment a little bit, by the way. I do think that Gotenks' face is definitely the worst one out of the three, or out of, I guess, the rest of the three. Funny enough, I think that Goku's actually looks pretty good, which usually on WCF figures, my man is always getting shafted when it comes to figure faces, so it's good to see a good one. And I am hoping, ooh, that's a little... Yeah, we're going to have to see about Cronoa. I am glad that they included the Time Unleashed form Cronoa in here, because obviously Cronoa is a cool one to be able to get for any Dragon Ball Heroes set. Obviously, this is also her, like, exclusive Heroes form, so it definitely makes sense that they would add this one in here. But her face might be worse than Gotenks', arguably. And I know the WCF figures don't always have the best record for the best faces a lot of the time. But I gotta say, oh, Nelly, it's the mouth. Like, the eyes look fine where they're placed, but something about the mouth definitely looks a little bit weird. Her hair sculpt is perfect, though. That is, like, on point. Wow. That's very, very nice. I like the way that they did her pants as well. Obviously, the sort of Kaioshin look for her garb is also really, really cool. Yeah, that hair is definitely my favorite feature. It's also weird that they made her so happy. Like, I feel like if she's using this form, she wouldn't be looking this, like, excited. You know what I mean? Maybe from the angle it looks a little bit better, but I still think that it's, like, just not the best in general. Alright. Thankfully, because the hole is literally just on her back, she should be, like, the easiest one to put on the stand here. And also, the nice thing about her design is that she quite literally just stands up on the stand, right? Because how her foot is placed there. That's just my hand shaking, that's not her. If you put it down like that, there you go, blammo. She's easily the most, like, stable one here, right? Alright, and that is the complete Volume 7 set. Let's go ahead and, oh, thank you, Gotenks. Well, I guess you could tumble your way to the front, and everybody else will pull you all forward. So, in terms of figures here, I do quite like this little set. I think that these are all really, really cool guys. I think that, personally, my favorite has either got to be the UI Goku. I think they just sculpted his face well, and they did a good job capturing the look of the... oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. The Dad of the Angels, Grand Priest. There we go. I don't know why his name escaped me. I will say I do kind of wish they made these a little bit more bushy, just because in the anime I feel like they're a little bit bigger. Ironically enough, I think Cumber actually comes in in second place. I was saying third because Super Saiyan 3. Just because I think the advantage of having the mask kind of helps him out, because they have less features to mess up, right? And I just think that overall, with all of his little, like, details on his outfit, the camera's really screwing me over here. I'm sorry, guys. Pretty good. And then actually, I think it's Zamasu, just because I think his face really looks like Zamasu, right? Obviously in a very focused stance. And I think that they just captured his outfit very, very well, if I do say so myself. Apparently the camera doesn't think so, though. Sorry about that. Yeah, and then, I mean, I think that Gotenks is cool here. It's just the fact that, A, his face looks kind of goofy, and B, obviously, he's very hard to put together, and that sword is not easy to go in there, and that hilt is going to be literally bent forever, basically. And then, I mean, Cronoa, maybe I do like a little bit more than Gotenks, just since she's so much simpler to put together. And, I mean, her face is still a little bit goofy, but I feel like from that angle, right, like, it's not terrible. And honestly, I would rather have a Cronoa figure than another figure of one of the fusions, because I know that the entire Heroes WCF set does have quite a few fusions by this point. So either way, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you would like to pick these guys up, I'll try and find a place in the description where you can do so. I don't know if I'll be able to, though, just because these guys are kind of hard to find at this point. As well, if you'd like to support me on the old Patreon, supporting more Dragon Ball Heroes figure shenanigans like this, you can definitely do so down in the description as well. But other than that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Dokkan Assets out. Peace.